What's up, everybody? I'm Seth Fowler, and today I've got a sneaker that I am very, very excited about. This is a sneaker that's MVP caliber, and it also has a name that's a lot easier to pronounce than the name of the actual athlete whose sneaker this is. So, without further ado, let's find out what shoe it is. I don't know why people do that because the name is in the title, and I just did it unironically, so that's partially on me. But here's the box for the sneakers. I love when brands send sneaker boxes in a shipping box that's basically the same size. I don't know why, but it reminds me of something that would be on like Our Perfect Fit. You know Reddit at all? Our Perfect Fit is like one of those guilty pleasure Reddit subreddits, I don't know, whatever. So here it is, the box for the Greek Freak ones, or the Nike Zoom Freak ones. On the back you've got Giannis's last name, Antetokounmpo. I hope I'm saying that right. If I say it fast, it sounds right. If I try and read it out, it's just, I'm gonna butcher it. So let's just go with what I said. I'm not gonna repeat myself. These are gonna be called the Freak ones from now on throughout the video. But this is my first time seeing them in person, so I'm pretty excited. So here they are, the Nike Zoom Freak ones in the Brother colorway, which is sort of this bright neon orange, blue, and green colorway. So obviously this is a first impressions video because I just unboxed these, and even though I plan to play in these, I don't plan to actually do a performance review because that's not really my thing. If you guys want to see a performance review on these, I know Nightwing just did an excellent performance review, definitely check it out. Also check out Cousteau's video because he actually went to the launch event for these and he has just this crazy wealth of information on these shoes. I think it's awesome. Definitely both videos are worth checking out, especially if you're seriously interested in grabbing these shoes. But getting into the shoes themselves, man, these are bright. For me, this is like the classic example of a sneaker that just doesn't look great in leaks, and then when official images come out and you actually see the shoe in hand, it looks so much better, and it's actually a really good looking shoe in my opinion. The Brothers colorway is technically the first colorway of the shoe to release, and as you guys know, he's the Greek Freak, so he's from Athens, Greece, and a couple of his brothers are over in Athens, and each one of them got their own personal PE colorway, which I thought was so cool. So this is sort of a mixture of all of those PEs together. I don't believe any of those PEs are actually releasing to the public, but it has a nice sort of callback to all their different colorways, which I think is awesome. Obviously, the first thing that you'll notice is this bright neon orange textile mesh, which isn't that premium of a material, but it is going to be durable, I hope. And this bright color really catches your eye. The Nike Zoom Freak retails for $120, so it's definitely more of a budget shoe, and I think the materials reflect that. They're not the best materials in the world, but they're definitely not bad. This textile mesh is pretty thin, and it's not the softest thing in the world, but it is backed by some sort of fabric, so your foot's not right up against it, which I think is a really good thing. The two lower lace loops actually look like they're connected to material that wraps around the forefoot a little bit, so it should provide a lot more lockdown in the forefoot, which I think is a really good thing because the shoe doesn't have flywire. But this is a pretty similar system to flywire, so you should get some of the same benefits. The tongue of the shoe isn't that thick, but it does feel pretty well padded, and it comes in sort of this dark navy blue. And at the top of the tongue, you've got the Giannis Antetokounmpo logo, which is a G and an A. I actually really like Giannis's logo a lot. I think they did a great job with that. I'm excited to see that in different places on different shoes too. I think that'll be a nice touch. The inside of the shoe also comes in a dark navy and does feel pretty well padded. Let me try these on really quick to see how they feel. Okay, so they feel great. They feel really good on foot. They do fit pretty much true to size. I would say if you have a wider foot, maybe go up half a size. I have narrow feet, so they felt great, but they did feel a little bit more snug than I think I would have expected them to feel. So I would definitely suggest if you have a chance to try the shoe on first before you buy it, make sure to do that to make sure the sizing is right for you. I think you might be okay going true to size, especially if you have a narrow foot. If you're not sure and you're only buying these shoes online, maybe go up half a size, especially if you're gonna play in them. I thought they were fine, I thought they were workable, but it definitely seemed more narrow than other size 9 shoes. The insole of the shoe has a callback to the colorway of the sneaker, and it says all bros because it's for all his brothers, so it makes a lot of sense. Comfort-wise, for the very limited amount of time I walked around in these shoes and sort of jumped around in them, they felt solid. The cushion in the midsole is a double stacked Zoom Air unit, which was pretty nice underfoot. It wasn't incredible because, again, this is a budget sneaker, but it wasn't bad. The forefoot definitely has a firmer foam, and I've heard that's Giannis' preference. And of course, they don't actually play in the production models of the shoe. They play in their own special PE versions, which have special insoles and things like that. But these production shoes are designed to be best for the play style of that specific player, so that's what he likes, so that's what this production model gets. One thing I really like about this colorway, and I think that's mainly because it's a lighter color that's semi-translucent, you can see all these little black lines and black details that really make the shoe a little bit more interesting, especially on the upper. And as much as I like the black version of the shoe, I think this orange one is more interesting because it has more going on. The medial side of the upper actually has a printed on Nike swoosh closer to the heel of the shoe in sort of this dark navy. And then moving around to the back of the shoe, you've actually got Giannis' number 34 stylized to look like the Greek flag, which I think is super, super cool. And shout out to Cousteau because I watched Cousteau's video and found out that's what it was styled after, because I definitely wouldn't have caught that if I hadn't watched his video. Then moving down on the shoe, you get to the most eye-catching feature, which of course is this giant backwards Nike swoosh, which some people don't seem to like. But if you like the Travis Scotts, why wouldn't you like these? It's basically the same thing. I personally love it. I think it's an awesome, awesome detail. I don't love this speckled treatment, but I do think it goes well with this colorway. I think if they dropped maybe a bright colored upper with sort of a white swoosh, I think that might be a little bit cleaner, but that's my own personal preference. It's a nice touch. I think it's really cool, and I like how it sort of forms to the back of the shoe. I think that's really, really nicely done. The midsole itself is also pretty interesting on this colorway because it has 3 different colors that sort of fade into each other. You've got this sort of desaturated orange, then you've got this green, and then blue. And I think the blue and orange work really well together. The green and orange I'm not as crazy about, and I'm definitely not as crazy about this sort of desaturated orange with the bright orange. I think that's kind of a weird look. But all meshed together, I think it's a nice touch, and it looks really good on the medial side where you can really get a good view of the gradient. Also embossed into the midfoot of the medial side, you have the words Charles and Veronica. On the lateral side of the shoe, the rubber actually wraps up a little bit onto the forefoot, and it also mimics the shape of the Nike swoosh in the heel, which I think is a really nice touch. It kind of makes it look like the shoe has teeth, or like shark fins or waves, or anything that kind of curls towards the front of something. That's what it reminds me of. Then moving to the bottom of the sneaker, you've got a white and semi-translucent rubber outsole. I have absolutely no idea how these will perform because usually with Nike rubbers, the translucent rubbers don't perform as well as the solid color rubbers, and I have no idea why that is, but that seems to be the case for most Nike shoes. I think the traction pattern does look good. It's nice and widely spaced, so it shouldn't pick up dust too badly. An interesting detail is that you can actually see the rectangular zoom units in the heel because of this semi-translucent rubber. They do look very small, and yes, they are double stacked, but honestly, I didn't feel them too much when I was jumping up and down on them. It's nice to have them, but I would have liked bigger zoom units. Overall, the Nike Zoom Freak ones are a really awesome sneaker. I think this is a very strong start for Giannis with his Nike line. I think they did a great job with the design. It's definitely a budget sneaker. You can tell by all the materials in the shoe, but it's $120, so it is in the budget price range. It's about the same price as a pair of Kyrie's, so you can get a Giannis pair if you prefer Giannis, or a Kyrie pair if you prefer Kyrie. I think Nike and Giannis did a great job with this sneaker. I think they absolutely killed it, but I would love to know your thoughts on this shoe and whether you plan on grabbing a pair for yourself, so make sure to leave those comments in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.